Thank you for calling the Uptown Theater. How may I help you?
Are you open?
Thank you for calling the Uptown Theater box office. How may I help you?
Is this the box office?
Thank you for calling the Uptown Theater. How may I help you?
Is this the Uptown Theater?
Is this a movie theater? No, it's a live stage theater. What's that mean? Okay, and your transaction went through. One last question. How did you hear about the theater? Oh, I saw the television commercial.
My daughter's in the show.
I heard a radio ad. I saw it in the newspaper. How I found out about the theater? Child, I've been coming to that theater since 1878 when it first opened. You know, back then I was in charge of a costume shop. I designed all the costumes for all the shows. We were doing all the great shows, you know, Shakespeare. We was doing all the old Greek plays, Oedipus Rex, T-Rex, Simon Rex. We was doing Romeo and Juliet, West Side Story. We did Les is Miserables, which, you know, I found out that having less isn't always miserable, you know what I mean? And then, did Macbeth, and back then we was allowed to call it Macbeth. Okay, your total comes to $75 even. These tickets are non-refundable. I'm ready for your credit card number. Oh dear, I left my credit card upstairs. Can you hold on for a moment? RJ!
What do you want?
Go upstairs and get my credit card. I need my credit. I'm on the phone with the theater. I'm trying to give them the credit card so we can go to the show. Go upstairs and get my credit card.
I'm watching The Price is Right.
Archie, turn off the television and go upstairs and get my credit card.
Buddy, go get it yourself.
Archie! Ah, shut up, woman. Then back in 1602, I had left the costume shop and I started being in charge of props, you know, because I was trying to learn the theater. I was doing props for all the shows and it was just a great time. It was marvelous, child. Sorry, yes, we do have a service fee. Well, the downtown theater doesn't do that. Well, the Sideway theater doesn't do that. Well, the East Side theater doesn't do that. Well, the West Side theater doesn't do that. Then in 1980, when the theater was 2 years old, we did all the great shows, the shows that just had opened on Broadway back in 1980, like Raisin in the Sun and Much Ado About Nothing and Rent and Motown the Musical. Child, it was just wonderful time. Yes, I like to purchase tickets to the Wizard of Oz. I need 3 tickets. I believe you guys have it in September. Is there a discount for Poochie, shut up! Okay, I'm on the phone. Johnny, take Poochie outside. He's getting on my last nerve. That's just marvelous. Well, thank you for that information. I'm sure. In 1754, when the theater had turned 200 years old, the theater is 200 years old. Thank God there's no mold anniversary party. Oh, it was just wonderful. Everybody was there. I'm telling you, the whole neighborhood, the community, even the governor had came out. It was just a beautiful time. You need the credit card number? They make the numbers so small you can't even read them. 4, 3, 5, no. 4, 8, 6. Judy! Come on over here and read this number for me. I can't read it. Is that a 3 or an 8? That's an 8. No, looks like a 3 to me. Baby, it's an 8. No, baby, I think that's a 3. It's an 8. How you gonna ask me to tell you what number it is and gonna argue with me when I tell you it's an 8, baby? It's an 8. Hi, I like to buy tickets to the Children's Theater Peter Pan show. I believe it's coming up this week. I would like to buy 2 tickets. Is there a difference? Is there a difference in tickets? What do you want? Why do you wait till I get on the phone to start asking me questions? What is it? I'm on the phone with the theater because I'm buying tickets so we can go see Peter Pan. I don't want to see Peter Pan. Yes, you do want to see Peter Pan. No. Well, you're going whether you want to go, whether you want to or not, you are going, okay? Why? Because you need to be culturally diverse, okay? Don't start crying with me, okay? You're wasting my time. I'm on the phone with this person. Excuse me. I'm going to have to call you Dad. And then, child, back in 1965, when the theater turned 2.53 and a quarter years old, we had a wonderful anniversary party. All the entertainers came out. Let me tell you, we had Mike Tyson, Barbara Walters, oh, and even Bill Clinton and Donald Trump did a duet together. It was wonderful. It was called the Bosom Buddies. Oh, it was just a wonderful time. I wish you could have been there. Thank you for calling Uptown Theater. How may I help you?
Yes, can I get some tickets for the show Rent? Can I get it for July 13th? I want the 2 p.m. show. You need to stop beeping your horn, okay? Let me get the 2 p.m. show. Wait, do you have a night show? I might want to come to the night show. You need to drive your car. How much are the tickets?
Then, child, back in 1972, the theater wasn't doing all that well, so we like this theater, please don't let it go down in the dumps fundraiser. And let me tell you something, the community came out in support, and it was just a wonderful time. We raised a whole bunch of money to keep the theater up and running. I'm telling you, child, it was just wonderful. Everybody was happy that the theater was not about to go down. You know what I'm saying? Because the fundraiser was just, it was so successful. What? You're breaking up. Hello? 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 Okay, and your last name? Can you spell it? Then, child, back in 1507, that's when the theater was in a shoebox and we didn't have a lot of seats, but everybody still came out and saw the shows because it was just a wonderful time. Back in 37 BC, we did a show starring Abraham and Moses, and oh child, that show sold out every night. I believe the show was called I'll Be Back in a Minute. It was a wonderful show. I wish you could have been there. Then back in 1372, that's when the theater was over yonder by the hill. We had a show called That's My Mama, You Better Not Slap Her. Child, we sold out every night. It was such a great show. Child, I wish you could have been there. You would have loved it. Hi. I'm a subscriber and I was wondering if I could exchange my tickets. Sure, we can do that. You see, what had happened is we had set our date for July 17th, but you see what had happened was my son, he had scheduled a colonoscopy, right? But the day he had set it for, we couldn't go because my daughter, she was graduating from college, so we had to go to graduation. He had to skip out on his colonoscopy, you see. But then he had to reschedule his colonoscopy, and he had to reschedule his colonoscopy to another date. But he couldn't go then either because I had to have him drive me to the church bingo game. It was an afternoon game, you know, and that's the time that he set his colonoscopy. So he had to change his colonoscopy date again. And the day he had changed the colonoscopy for, we was gonna go, but then my husband, he had his fishing game, and we wanted to go out and support him on his fishing game. You see, they have this fishing game on out of the river where the man who can catch the many fish in a certain amount of time gets a trophy. It's really fun. We do it every year. And so anyways, so we went out to the fishing game, and so then he had to call the doctor, right? So he can reschedule his colonoscopy. But the doctor wasn't available because the doctor had to go on vacation. It was his vacation time. I believe the doctor went out to France or Italy. He might have went to both. I'm not sure. He said something about Europe. I'm not sure what part of Europe he had went out to, but I know that the doctor, he had to go out and get to Europe. So anyways, so he went out there to get to Europe, right? And so he couldn't get his colonoscopy then, right? So he went out to get his colonoscopy on the day, and when he rescheduled it. He had to reschedule it, and he rescheduled it for July 17th, and that's when we're supposed to be going to see his play, but he can't reschedule it anymore because he had rescheduled enough. So we have to reschedule the date that we coming out to see the play. So I was just wondering, can we exchange the ticket? Okay, we can change it right now. Not a problem. Okay. Then, child, back in 1702, we had Justin Bieber. Oh, child, I can't tell you how ridiculous that was. Then, child, back in 1245, we changed the spelling of theater from R-E to E-R. But ain't nobody like that, so we switched it back to R-E.